Hey guys, it's Robert Henson, and this is You Deserve It, a channel dedicated to great food and great people. Today, we're fixing the world's greatest cheesecake. Most of the people you know are just fixing a drunken one-night stand. Today, we're going to fix the cheesecake that you take home to mom. We're going to keep it real and learn the fundamentals of baking. We're going to start out by making the cherry sauce. We're going to do a third cup of water, third cup of sugar, three orange zests, one cinnamon stick, fresh squeeze of lemon, pinch of salt. Bring this to a simmer. We'll add our cherries and let that simmer for 8 to 10 minutes. So we've let our mixture simmer for about 3 to 5 minutes. I'm going to add fresh cherries. We cook by the season. Right now it's cherry season, so we're gonna use this in our dessert. So we're gonna let this simmer for about 8 to 10 minutes until it becomes almost to a gelatinous jelly form. Now remember, the cherries will actually release some juice, so if it doesn't look like a lot or feel like you need to add a little bit more, that's fine. But we want to have a somewhat dry mixture because we're going to be adding this to a 2-layer cheesecake. So we're going to let this simmer. We'll be right back. Water and cornstarch together, 1 tablespoon water, 1 tablespoon cornstarch. Get this a little stir together. Thicken our berries. Just add a little bit at a time till you get a nice thick consistency. And as it cools, it'll become almost jelly form. And by popular demand, I've got my lovely assistant, Jaden Ray, with us. And I have my beautiful young son, Orion James. All right, now we're gonna prep the pan for the cheesecake. So what we've done is we've lined our cheesecake with 3 pieces of aluminum foil. We're gonna put it in a water bath. Jade, will you brush oil all over the parchment paper? Brush the bottom of the parchment paper. Now she's going to brush the sides. And we're going to set this in the bottom. Now, this is not a necessary step. I do this because I put so much work and effort. A little bit more oil, honey. I put so much work and effort into the cheesecake, and it's important that I try to do everything I can to prevent it from not failing. So all we're doing is, the oil is nothing more than glue. Perfect. Can you do the other one? Mm-hmm. So we're going to take this and we're going to line the sides just like that, right? And the oil just helps it stick to the pan a little bit. And it's going to help us when we take our cheesecake out. It'll keep it from sticking to the pan. Did you get it, Jaden? Yeah. All right. So we have it. Great job. Will you take those graham crackers and put them in this bag right here?
Yeah.
Okay, put them all in there. just going to take the cookies. And Jade is an excellent chaboomer. Great job, keep banging. All right, Jade's got it into dust for us. Okay, now we're gonna add the rest of the ingredients. Guys, I have a food processor, but it's not quite as much fun as shabooming. Jade, can you add the sugar? All of that in here. And can you add 2 pinches of salt? 1 pinch, 2 pinches. We're going to stir this up. We're going to pour in the butter, Jaden. Can you pour it in there? Right there on top of the cookies. Perfect. All right, now shake it up until it's like kicky.
Daddy, you have to zip it up now, so it doesn't get everywhere.
All right, shake it up, Jade. All right, open up the bag. Have 1 egg white. We're going to add this to it, and I add this. It helps to just firm up the breadcrumb a little bit. You know how the breadcrumbs, sometimes your crust will be soggy? This is going to leave it a little bit firmer and a better platform for your cheesecake to lay on. So we're going to take this mixture, we're going to pour it in our pan. Maybe you spread that out evenly. Now we're just going to do a single layer with this. We're not going to go up the sides because we do have our parchment and we know it's going to help. We'll take our glass and just press everything down to help it out.
I know.
And this also breaks up the crumbs a little bit more. Like I said, we could have used the food processor, but then Jade and I couldn't have beaten the breadcrumbs together. Take time, guys. Cook with your kids. Jade knows my rule. Taste as you go. Try your food. Alright, we're going to put this in a 350 degree oven for 8 to 10 minutes, and we'll be back to start on our mixture. Alright guys, now we're going to start on making the cheesecake mixture itself. We're going to start with 32 ounces or 4 blocks of cream cheese. We're going to blend this for 2 to 3 minutes until it's nice and soft. Now remember guys, we're starting with just the basics, and we're going to do the fundamentals of cheesecake, and at that point we can make whatever we want to make. So we're going to blend this for about 2 to 3 minutes until it's nice and smooth, and we'll be right back. Alright, we've got our cream cheese mixture nice and fluffy. It's been aerated for about 2 to 3 minutes. We're going to add a 1.5 cups of sugar, pinch of salt. Blend this for about a minute or until it gets well incorporated. Then we're going to start adding eggs in one at a time. Remember the egg we separated, egg yolk in here? And this is just gonna give it a creamier texture. Lift up our mixer. Scrape down our sides again. We're gonna add our cornstarch. A squeeze of orange. Remember, what we're doing is we're actually building flavors into this recipe. So every time we add an ingredient, it's just incorporating and building more flavor into it. 1 tablespoon of vanilla. All right, now we have the fundamentals of our cheesecake. Now remember, cheesecake is not a same-day dessert, so it's something that you want to make ahead of time. If you're going to have a party on Sunday, then you want to make this on Saturday, and I'll show you why in just a minute, why we're going to do that. So now we've got our final scrape down. We're going to add 1/2 cup of heavy cream. Blend this for 30 seconds. And separate it into two different bowls. All right, so we've blended our mixture. Take off our beater, and we're gonna separate our mixture into 2 separate bowls. We're gonna separate our mixture into 2 separate bowls. This mixture is beautiful. Now remember, we're just building flavors. So what we're gonna do now is the 2 seasons that it is right now in Florida is key lime. We have zest of key lime. We're gonna add to this, and we're gonna add about 1/3 cup of key lime juice. And this has got a tartness, and with the cheesecake, it will give it a true tangy, loving goodness. Now that we've done that, we're going to take our cherry topping that we made earlier, and we're going to add about 2/3 of that mixture. And here's where the fun begins, guys. Guys, now it's time to bake the cheesecake. There's 2 ways we can do this. We're going to put in a water bath of hot water. Now we can bake this at 350 degrees for 50 to 60 minutes, which is traditional. It'll give you the high sides and the sunken bottom. However, I like to do something that I perfected, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bake this. You want to know the secret? Here's the secret. I'm going to bake this at 350 for 15 minutes, 325 for 15 minutes, 300 for 15 minutes, 275 for 15 minutes, and then I'm going to leave it in the oven for 4 hours. Now remember, I told you that the cheesecake is not a same-day product. So we're having when we have guests on one day, I fix it the day before. So it's going to have plenty of time to cool, and then we'll be able to serve it tomorrow night for dinner. I promise you, it will be the most beautiful cheesecake you've ever seen. All right, so here's the 15, 15, 15. Set the oven for 4 hours afterwards. But look at the even level flatness. There's no high sides or in dips. Just turned out gorgeous. I'm so happy with this. We're gonna let this rest overnight and then we'll serve it. I want to thank you guys for letting us into your life. Thank you for taking the time to watch our videos. Remember, if you like what you see, like, share, and hit the subscribe button, and I'll be there for you. Thank you so much. God bless.